Welcome to Gail's Kitchen. Today we're making my easy pumpkin snack cake. This cake is covered with a cream cheese icing with maple flavoring. Cake is loaded with spices. It's a great start off to the fall season. Sifting all of our dry ingredients into a large bowl. 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt. We're going to sift this together, but we're going to add our spices first. We're going to use 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 teaspoon of ground cloves. And we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of allspice. If allspice is not available to you, add an additional 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. So let's sift all of our dry ingredients together. Now we're going to set our dry ingredients aside. Now in a medium bowl, let's add 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. This is going to be a very spicy and a very light cake. We're going to use oil. I'm using 1 cup of vegetable oil. To our sugar and our oil, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. It's going to be a light and airy cake because we're using oil and we're not using any milk. We're adding 2 cups of pumpkin or a 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree. This is really going to kick off the fall season. Those rich aromatic spices. The kitchen is going to smell so good. We need 4 large eggs at room temperature, and I'm going to whisk them in one by one. Pour our pumpkin mixture into our larger bowl with our dry ingredients. I'm just going to fold this until our dry ingredients are just wet. Don't want to overmix this. Let's pour this into our well-greased pan. I'm using a 9x13 pan, and I've lined it with parchment, and I've buttered or greased the parchment paper. If you plan to remove the cake from the pan, you want to line it with your parchment paper. But you don't have to remove this cake from the pan. That's the wonderful thing about a snack cake. And you can also make this cake in a glass casserole, a 9x13 casserole. Well grease it. Just remember that glass heats up slowly, but once it gets hot, it retains the heat. And so the cake is going to cook a lot faster. So let's transfer our batter. In the oven, our cake goes at 350 degrees for approximately 35 minutes. We'll be back. So our cake cooked 40 minutes. The toothpick test in the center comes out clean. So we're going to leave this in the pan for about 10 minutes, and we'll remove it and place it on our cooling rack. In the meantime, let's whip up some cream cheese icing. For this pumpkin cake, I want it to be a little more of a cream cheese flavor. And then we're going to add in some maple extract for flavoring. I'm going to use 1 block or 8 ounces of softened or room temperature cream cheese, 1 stick of softened butter, or 1/2 cup. We'll start out on slow until we get our butter and our cream cheese combined, and then we'll move it up to high speed. Now let's add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. In addition to vanilla, we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of maple extract. This maple extract is really going to go so well with all of our spices. And especially if you top the cake with nuts. I'm going to top mine with pecans. Walnuts would be great. Cream cheese icing and pumpkin cake, they go together like peas and carrots. Let's sift in 1.5 cups of confectioner's sugar. And I normally use 3 cups, twice as much confectioner's sugar. But with a pumpkin cake, I like for my cream cheese icing to be a lot more of a cream cheese flavor and a little less sweet. Because I think the cream cheese really does go so well with all of the other spices that we've added into our cake. I'm going to stir this sugar in just a little before we do our final mixing. Let's mix this on high speed for a couple minutes, And then we'll slather this icing on our cake. Slather some on the top. And then you can sprinkle some pecans or walnuts on here. Sprinkle pecans or walnuts on half of the cake if you have someone who doesn't like nuts or can't eat nuts. You can decorate it with some little candy pumpkins. It's so good. It's rich, loaded with spices. It's moist, but it's light and airy. The maple flavoring in the cream cheese icing just really sets us apart.